Good morning, and we are in chapter 7 of Mosiah, and we have just had continual um, peace in the land of Zarahemla, where King Mosiah was reigning. He had 3 years of continual peace, and then some people wanted to know some things. So here we got. Now it came to pass that after King Mosiah had continual peace for the space of 3 years, he was desirous to know concerning the people. He went up to dwell in the land of Lehi Nephi. We learned about that in Omni. And this was about 3 generations before, with King Mosiah's grandfather, King Mosiah. And they want to know what had happened to them. And because they had heard nothing from them from the time they had left Zarahemla, therefore they wearied him with their teasings. It's interesting that there was no communication for that time. And it came to pass that King Mosiah granted that 16 of their strong men might go up to the land of Lehi Nephi to inquire concerning their brethren. Now I think it's interesting. I just think it's a great trivia question to ask again. How many went up to the land of Lehi Nephi to find the people of Limhi? And there was 16. Of course, they didn't know they were going to see people of Limhi. In this chapter and some of the chapters to come, there's going to be a lot more reading, because we're going to have a lot of action rather than doctrine. But there is going to be a lot of doctrine in here too that we can find. But today we're talking about what's going on. And it came to pass on the morrow they started to go up, and having them one Ammon, he being a strong and mighty man, and a descendant of Zarahemla, he was also their leader, and he was also their leader. Now I think this is interesting here, because I never really put this down. Why Ammon? Because he wasn't part of the people that went down there, because he was a descendant of Zarahemla, and the people that went down to the land of Lehi Nephi was those that had lived there before and wanted to go back and be part of that community, or that area again, see if they could reclaim their lands. And two things. I thought, first of all, okay, Ammon's a descendant of Zarahemla, therefore he can be unbiased in what he finds. It's not going to be, you killed my brother or something like that, and vengeance, as much as, okay, I'm going to find and report, That's sort of the thing that I'm getting. And also I noticed Ammon is a leader, and he was their leader, meaning I think he was the leader of the people of Zarahemla. So even though Mosiah was king, the people of Zarahemla had their leader as well, which was Ammon. And I'll talk about that in a second as well. And they knew not the course that they should travel. It seems like they should have used somebody else, but the thing is this is 3 generations of people now since they'd come down. So if you think Mosiah's grandfather, think of your grandfather. I was thinking of my grandma Clayson. When she was a little girl, they went and lived in Canada. Now, I think is probably by, I think it's called Clarkson, is it? Um, Canada. And even if I had the name of where they were, let's make it up, Clarkson. It might be totally wrong, but let's say that was it. And I didn't really have a map. I might have somebody say, "Well, I know that we crossed this mountain range, and we went across these rivers, and then it should be due north from there." My chance of actually getting to Clarkson would be still quite limited. And so I kind of see what they're doing here. This is, two, 3 generations basically away. So they wondered. They said it's got to be this direction somewhere, but we'll have to try to find it for 40 days. Now it's interesting that it says, even 40 days did they wander. Now I'm not sure, but when we're talking in the Old and New Testament, 40 days usually means a long time. It doesn't have to be exactly 40 days in the Bible. It just means that's a long time, We wandered 40 days in the wilderness. It's just a long time. It could be 35 days, it could be 45 days or whatever. But 40 days just means, we're there for a long time, It was over a month we traveled. It could be exactly 40 days, but I just thought it was interesting if they were following the traditions of the how the Jews would talk. That's what that would mean.